Hello, friends. Welcome to Channeling with Teresa. In this video, we're going to explore why are we afraid of dying? We're going to hear from the great Lahiri Mahasaya, who Babaji commissioned to spread the teachings of self-realization and Kriya Yoga to the world. So let's close our eyes. Think of Lahiri Mahasaya. You may have a picture of him in your mind or even in front of you. Look at him. Think of him. Open up your mind and your heart to receive his message of good news, of joy, of peace, of forward moving in our soul evolution. Lahiri, why are we afraid of death? Some of the first things that come to mind when you ask that question. I am afraid of death because it'll probably hurt a lot. Now, we may have seen other people close to us, perhaps, go through physical and mental pain before their passing. But at the actual point of passing, it's really not that painful. It's really quite a joyous, liberating, freeing feeling to leave the heavy, needy body behind. We have been given the fear of bodily harm to help us protect the body and keep our incarnation going. It has a purpose. We've been given the fight or flight response because it has a purpose to get us out of danger. When the saber-toothed tiger was chasing the early human, they needed fear and awareness of their surroundings to outwit the saber-toothed tiger and save their life. You may have your saber-toothed tigers in different forms in your life still today. And the use of your intellect and your fight and flight response may help you avoid a car accident, dropping a hammer onto your foot, whatever it may be. So fear has its place and its purpose. But when the mind gets into the fear, oh yes, this is when the trouble starts to happen. When the mind gets into the fear, when the mind makes judgments about what should be happening and what shouldn't be happening, when the mind decides what it likes and what it doesn't like. And when the mind only likes those things that it can control, another fear of death is fear of the unknown. And our great hope in putting out this video and other videos on this topic is to inform you and educate you on how beautiful it is to move on and to graduate from your human incarnation and to graduate into the higher realms of soul experiences. So the mind often is the one creating the fear of death. And that fear can be of the unknown and fear of will it hurt. Some other reasons why we resist wanting to move on and graduate into the astral heaven is our attachments to people, places, and things on earth. And our deep longings, things that never happened for us on earth that we always wanted to happen. The longings and the attachments can keep us in fear of death. At the point of taking your last breath, we've discussed this in the last video, what happens when we die in great detail. You take your last breath, and the best thing to do is to accept what is happening and move into the beautiful tunnel of light. But some do not believe in any kind of heaven. Some do not believe in any kind of God. Some believe that their ego is the only thing that exists. And they may resist what is happening. This doesn't happen a lot. And God has no time restrictions put on us of how quickly we move into the light. So one can be very, very stubborn, even though they know that they can't operate their body anymore. They refuse to go into the light. And the longer they stay in this very uncomfortable in between state where they can't operate too well in the physical and they're too afraid to move on, they can get very stuck. And the longer they stay, the more the mind can create delusions about what is happening to them and about where they are. We don't recommend doing this. We recommend just taking your last big breath and go where the energy is pulling you to go. Up, 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 and out. These souls that refuse to go can often be helped. There are those in the astral realm whose job it is to help comfort people and help them to move on. And every once in a while, it is helpful if someone on earth knows of their situation, that they are in between states, and they do what they can to listen to their story because they really, really want to tell their story about what happened to them. They need some compassion. They need someone to listen to them and to understand their circumstance. I myself, Teresa, have indeed helped a few souls in this situation. Typically, it has been when someone has died very abruptly and they're shocked. I have a friend who contacted me because they know that I can talk with people in the astral or the in between state. And this person was very adventurous. They were out climbing an ice mountain and an avalanche happened. And there was a search team out looking for him. My friend and I indeed found him, but he was no longer in the body. And all he could keep saying was, I did everything right. I followed all of the correct procedures. Why did this happen to me? I did everything right. I did everything right, and kept repeating it over and over and over again. So we listened and we were compassionate and we heard his story and we got him to just take some breaths, even though he didn't have a body. It still kind of worked, just to soothe him down and to sit him down and take some breaths and calm down. And then gradually we told him he didn't have a body anymore and he really needed to move on into the light and move on. And in this circumstance, it did work and he did move into the light. And it was a very beautiful experience. And I was honored to be able to be a part of that. There are other souls that are just too stubborn to go. And no matter who tries to get them to leave, they won't. And they've become very delusional. One may say a bit crazy, and they were probably mentally unstable before they passed. And these are the ones you may call ghosts, and they do exist, but they have very little power. Imagine you can't do much without a body in the physical realm, and they refuse to move on. And so they're just a little stuck. But I'll tell you, God does not give up on them. The tunnel of light remains open for them at all times, and they are free to come and go when they finally decide to. Now, there have been some that you may have heard of that haunt hotels or houses, but still, in the big picture, besides maybe pestering some that are sensitive to these souls and to these quote, quote, ghosts or disembodied spirits, they have there's very little they can do. They can try to scare people a little bit. Most of the time, they're very unsuccessful. But again, God is patient and He just waits and waits and waits. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. Eventually, all of these souls move on. Eventually, the house that they are, quote, quote, haunting or staying in because they couldn't leave their house, eventually it disintegrates and the environment changes so much they don't recognize it anymore. And then in these circumstances, when they're too attached to a location and the location changes, burns down, falls down to the ground, they then can move on into the light. This isn't common, but it can happen. We advise you. So, if you're watching this video, you're probably not one of those that don't believe in heaven and believe in God and believe in any kind of goodness. And we want you to know there is so much love available to you right now and at your time of passing. The more you meditate and try to experience God's love in this incarnation right now, the easier it will be for you, no matter what the physical circumstances are. It will be easy for you to move on, to graduate, to leave this world behind and move into a greater, grander one in the astral. Thank you, my friends. Now let's move into our guided meditation. Plant your feet firmly on the ground. Sit upright. Take in 3 nice, deep diaphragmatic breaths, filling your belly, your mid-chest, your upper chest, and let it all go. And inhale, breathing deep, deep, deep into your lungs. And exhale. And one big, nice inhale. And let it all go. Often in these videos, we speak of the third eye. And we are going to deeply have an experience of the third eye. Some see the third eye with their eyes closed. Some do not. But it doesn't mean that it's not there. This is where your faith comes in. And this third eye is also the tunnel of light which you pass through into the astral dimensions. Right out in front of you, shining down through your whole body is the outer golden ring of the spiritual eye. Step into it. Embrace it. Let it flow through you, through every cell, muscle, and fiber of your being. Beautiful, healing, golden light coming directly from God to you, filling all of your chakras, lighting them up, calming your mind, calming your heart, so you may feel this beautiful golden light within and all around you. And right from the point between the eyebrows now, the cobalt blue ring ascends down through you and all around you as you feel this beautiful, calming, loving energy encasing your mind, your body, your whole being. Beautiful, loving, calming blue light is emanating all around you. Breathe and feel. And breathe and feel. And now, from above, at the point between your eyebrows, the beautiful silver light and a strong, strong ray ascends straight down your astral spine, filling you, filling all your chakras with power, with faith, with conviction that God is your source. God is your loving, caring Father who at some point wants to bring their child back home. And as we embrace this concept of being back home with God, with Divine Mother, let us meditate silently now for a few minutes. My friends, as you go about your week, practice going into the beautiful rings of the third eye and practice acceptance of the small things that happen in your life. So when it's your time to leave your body, you will accept this with grace as a gift of love from your Creator. God bless you. Watch the video, What Happens When We Die, channeling Babaji, for a very detailed account of all the steps that a typical person goes through on their ascent. Namaste. The spirit in me honors the spirit in you.